The National Pension Scheme was launched in 2004 as a mandatory scheme for government sector employees. In 2009, the government extended it to the public at large. This was with the purpose that maximum number of people should join this scheme and benefit from it. Now, after 7 years of opening up, just about 500,000 people have joined this scheme outside the mandatory coverage and the low-income co-contributory scheme. This is a big challenge for the government and the pension regulator PFRDA. PFRDA has been taking a series of steps over the last few years in order to improve the scheme and try and expand the coverage. In doing so, it is also tinkering with the basic core design of the scheme itself. Now, this could be a big problem. The current approach to solving NPS problems seem to be misplaced. First, the pension regulator has revised its investment guidelines and opted for active fund management, doing away with the tested approach of passive fund management. Active fund managers who can consistently outperform similar passive funds are quite rare. Moreover, active funds are expensive. A 1% increase in cost can decrease a pension subscriber corpus by as much as 24%. This is huge. Another proposal that is being considered is to involve the fund manager into the sale of the NPS product. Now, this breaks down the Chinese wall which exists between the sales function and the investment function of the NPS. It also opens the door to mis-selling, a problem which the mutual fund and the insurance sector is grappling with, and the pension regulator could do very well to avoid. The third is a recommendation to do away with the auction-based fee mechanism for the fund managers. Now, however unhappy they might be, the pension fund managers have been participating in the auction process, and this has been giving a low cost to the subscribers. NPS is a low cost product. The distributors who sell NPS also sell other financial products, and they really have no incentive to push the NPS. The financial sector regulators need to come together and ensure that there is a similar commission structure for all long-term investment-oriented products, including the NPS. What this really means is that for a distributor, it should mean similar commission structure whether he is selling the NPS, insurance scheme or mutual fund. Second, it is important for the pension regulator to also focus on long-term participation of a consumer after he has joined into the scheme. This brings me to the trail fee model for the distributor. Let me illustrate this with an example. Let's say you are the consumer and I am the distributor, and you are investing 50,000 rupees every year. In today's scenario, I am making a few hundred rupees every year. Now, this is not attractive enough for me to push the NPS. As against this, in a trail fee model, while I will make a few hundred rupees in the first year, as your corpus as a consumer grows, my earnings being directly linked to your pension corpus would also grow over the years, and this can be substantially attractive for me as a distributor over a 20 to 30 year horizon. Now, the PFRDA needs to look at these approaches. While this might increase the cost of the scheme a little bit, this will also help meet the objective of the NPS scheme itself and grow the subscriber base. The current approach of tinkering with the design principles is not really an optimum way to look at the solutions.